Dear customers, this is the training video for Vastcomp ERP365. First of all, I would like to start with the My Financial 365 demo. So first of all, you will need to log in into My Financial 365 interface. Click login. After that, we will go to maintenance. First of all, we will check on the categories. We'll make sure the categories of the system is currently local customers is met with the control accounts of trade debtors control accounts. We put an update. Yep. And overseas customers, we are currently matching it with the others debtors. Update. Local suppliers, we are matching it with these control accounts. Trade creditors, updates. And of course, overseas suppliers, we leave it to these others creditors. Update. And for sure, you can later add in a new account code for a different area of suppliers. For example, you can have northern suppliers, southern suppliers, and East Malaysia suppliers to control by a different account code, different creditor accounts. Okay. Later, after do the category, I will go to general ledger maintenance. General ledger maintenance will first look into chart of accounts. Here are all the chart of accounts. In this chart of accounts, we can actually add in any of the sub accounts. For example, here I would like to expand all. Here are all the level accounts and detail accounts. For example, investment property is a level account. I can click here, add new account under this level. For example, let's say if I want to put in a new level, new detail account, start with the code 0100. So this is an investment property. Let's say this customer has an investment property or office ABC. So this one is a detailed account. So I click add new. Yes. So you can see that's how we add in a detailed account into the chart accounts. From our experience, we already have a very comprehensive list of chart account for your use. You can make full use of these accounts, and you can also change some of the setting here. For example, this is the bank account. I can actually add more banks account. I click banks, add new account under this level. I can put in B60-0100. Let's say this one is a Maybank account. Maybank. I put a add. Yes. So now I have a Maybank account. In fact, cash at bank, I can actually change the wording. I just click on it, edit this account. I can change it to, let's say, Hong Leong Bank. Update. So that's how I change the charge of account. So next, we can go to print chart accounts. After we change our chart accounts according to our business, we can actually print out and have a look on it on a piece of reports. These are the accounts that we did just now. For example, Maybank, Hong Leong Bank, what we did just now is all printed out in this report. Okay, next we can do enter opening balance. When we click on enter opening balance, these are all the opening balance that we need to need to open. For example, this year is 2018, so we will need to key in the opening balance for last year. For example, if I want to add in the share capital to 200,000, I type in, I just click save. The system will actually remind me of the untally of amount in debit and credit. And of course, when we enter the opening balance, we will need to enter the balance into the account accordingly in order to get them all the accounting is tally with debit and credit. I can still save these records. Okay, close. Yeah, before I forget, let's go to system. We will need to check on the company information. So company registration, we will put in our company registration number 12345-H. So here is our address. We can type in our address number 1. After we do it, click save. The address that we key in here and the company name that we key in here will appear in our letterhead. Then after that, we go to system setup. System setup is very important for us to make sure what is our financial date. We have a opening balance date is this date, and financial year between is on what date. Last year date is this. For example, the opening balance date for this financial period will supposed to be 1st of yeah. Then active data entry period. Active data entry period, we can actually control within this date that we can enter data into the system. So we can, with this data entry periods of 1st of January 2018 until 31st of December 2018, and therefore for the data of 2017 we cannot enter. But if let's say if you want to enter, we can easily change this date. These are entry dates. And active report printing. Let's say we has been using the system for the past 10 years. So we want to print a records of a very old reports. You need to expand this printing period into the year that we want to print. Then the system will capture that year for the report printing purposes. Okay, I think that's all. So we click the save here. Yes, we are done. So now let us proceed to the next part, which is enter brought forward bill. The system can actually allow you to enter the brought forward bill of the supplier's invoice of a previous year. For example, let's say in 2018 you have start using the system, so you can enter the brought forward bill of your suppliers who give supplier invoice that given to you in 2017. For example, I can click on the trade debtors, who are the customer invoice of my last year customer invoice. Yeah, once I have last year customer invoice, I can key in what is the amount, then I add into the system. Yeah. Maybe let me close this part. I will go to customers. Let's say let me create a customers. This is customer A. the address we can key in accordingly. The system allow us to key in the salesperson who in charge this account, and also what are the customer bank accounts and any remarks that we can also type it here. After we've done all the things, we click add new. You need to select the category. This customer is a local customers. Add new. Yes. Here we are. So now we're going to see how many customers that we have. Currently we have two customers. One is the cash sales customers, which is we pre-recorded inside the system for cash sales purposes, and the customer name A Sdn Bhd. So now let me key in a supplier. This is local suppliers. The address, bank accounts and remarks here. So I add new. So now I can see there are one supplier inside the system now. I can see if there is any credit limits and balance. We can also see in the system. So after we do customer suppliers, when I jump back to this enter brought forward bill, I will have the bill, let's say customers. So I have invoice customers, the total of the customers bill, what is their invoice number. Let's say this is something that in November last year, they still have not paid me 1,000 ringgit. Save. Close. So now after that we can go into this stock value maintenance. Here are the stock value of 2018. We'll enter the opening stock accounts. So it will be picked from our chart accounts. Stock finished goods. What is the opening stock value of January, February? We can also key in. Let's say the opening stock value last time is 2,000 and new. Once we have this, we can also edit it. We just click on it, we right hand click, edit line. We can edit the value. In tax maintenance, currently our Malaysia SST is covered inside the system. We will actually add in the tax at the end of the invoice. So therefore the tax maintenance feature is not used here. Now let's go into the transaction module. Transactions, we have sales journal, purchase sales return journal, purchase return journal, and general journal. Let's click on the sales journal. This is the sales journal screens. Let's say if we have an invoice to our customers, so let's say we key in our invoice number B001. So invoice to which of our customers? Customer A. So what is the amount that we invoice? Is sales we invoice an amount of, let's say, 5,000 ringgit. We just add. So after we did that, we click add new. Yes, there's one record of it. So now we list it out. You can see we have one sales journal. Yeah. You can click and preview it. Standard format. Yeah, this is the sales journal. The system will actually automatic do the debit and credit for you. This is a sales journal. Here goes to sales return journal. Sales return journal basically is the CN to your customers. Let's say if you have any CN credit note to your customers, you can key in here. Give example, CN 001 customers A. I give him a CN of 200 ringgit. Discount below. New. Yes. So now we have a sales return journal. Here we goes to purchase journal. Any purchase journal that we purchase from our suppliers, we'll key in here. Supplier, select supplier 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And we'll do the purchase. Let's say purchase from our supplier is 10,000 ringgit. Add in. For example, we can also enter a multiple line. Here we can enter multiple line with a change of the purchase accounts. Did it? Yes. Yes. Okay. So now we have done the sales journal, sales return journal, purchase journal, and the purchase return journal is the same. So now we go to general journal. General journal basically allow you to put in the debit and credit into the system. This mostly is done by people who actually understand the accounting system. Yeah, they will know which account to debit and which account to credit accordingly. Let's say if you put in a general journal, so for example, let's say if I want to put in a goodwill of 500, add in, and for this is for debit, then I want to select my credit. Maybe it's from if I want to search the account, cash, I click credit, turn it to red color, credit 500, add. Then they will have a debit and credit. Once I did it, so I just click add new. For example, you can also use this general journal to pay your supplier. For example, let's say this is a new general journal. We can actually have the system to do some running number for us. later we'll go into the setup of the running number. For this case, I key in the journal number. Yeah. Then the ledger accounts, I select what are the sub ledgers. We have a sub ledger of a customer, let's say supplier. This is a suppliers. Let's say I key in 300. I paid my suppliers 300. Sorry. So I use cash in hand. So I add it. So now here I already have a debit and credit balance up, so I just add in into the system. Yes. If I want to print out all my general journal, I can list out from system. Print out here. I click preview. This is the general journal. Okay, next we go to cash book. In cash book, we have official receipt, payment voucher, match receipt, match payment, and bank reconciliation. If I go to official receipts, let's say customer pay me, so I issue a receipt. Bank accounts, customers. So now the customer pay me, let's say 2,000 ringgit checks. Yeah, and this 3,000 it's 3,000 ringgit. So this 3,000 ringgit, basically I will need to match with the invoice of this 1,000, fully match it. So the balance, I double click it to match with my second bill, or I can actually manually change the setting. Let's say if this one is 500, so this here balance here is 2,500. When you double click, the system will auto match. If you edit it, then you are actually manually matching the amount. So after you have done it, so you will have all the full amount has applied to the invoices. So you click add new. Yes. So now you have matched the official receipts to the customer's invoices. Payment voucher is the same. So let's say I have a payment voucher of PV. Bank accounts, Hong Leong Bank. Suppliers 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's say if this one is exact amount, just double click exact amount to match everything. But let's say if the amount is less, for example, let's say just 6,000, double click it, just 6,000. Yeah. So I add it. Yes. Now, so let us do the system running number setting. We go to system, administrator menu, running number setting. Then we pick up the payment voucher. For example, payment voucher to suppliers. So we want the system to do the auto running number, PV. Running number start with 001. the suffix, let's say 018, I put 218 behind. Add yes. So now I have a running number for my payment voucher. So I close it. I go back to cash book, payment voucher. Then you can see the system will actually auto run the running number for me. So if there is a duplicate of running number, the system will actually remind you that it's actually the system will not save the duplicate running number. Therefore, if this thing happen, you will need to edit the running number to make it a unique. So now we go to bank reconciliation. Bank reconciliation is simple. We go to select the bank accounts. So now we have a Hong Leong bank accounts. We got two. One is 3,000 ringgit. One is 6,000 ringgit that we issue to pay our suppliers. So let's say if the opening balance is correct, so we double click it to manually reconcile. So this 3,000 ringgit also has go through. So we double click it, reconcile. So the balance is negative 3,000. So everything is correct. So reconcile. We have a out of balance. We have a negative bank statement here. Now let's go into reporting module. So when we click on the reporting module, you can see the system has plenty of reports. When we click expand all, the system basically will have a lot of reports, which is very useful. You can see you have the trial balance, standard reports, yes. These are trial balance reports. And another very useful report will be the income statement, standard format, yes. This is the income statement. And for account receivable, you can actually print out the customer detail aging, standard format, yes. This is customer detail aging. 1 month, more than 4 months, outstanding, everything is here. And you can also print out a different aging summary with PD checks, customer ledger. Print out the customer ledger. These are the customer ledgers. You can see when they make the payment, when they actually got the invoice. Same goes to supplier. Supplier, we have a supplier detail aging analysis, standard format. Yeah, this is the supplier detail aging. Okay, and also we have a lot of another report for your use. Okay, now event audit log. The system basically can trace who is the user login and do what at what time. For example, in this example, I have not created any user ID. You can create a user ID of Mr. A, Mr. B. So then from this event audit log, you can actually see Mr. A has actually do the category code, and Mr. B is actually entering the sales journal. Here is all keep track in the event audit log here. Here goes the reports. So now we go to system. In system, we have one major functions here is the security manager user profile maintenance. You can actually create a user. Let's say I create a Mr. Number 1 here. Yeah, password I here put 1, confirm password 1. So this Mr. Number 1 can actually allow to add new record, update report. They can actually do everything. And Mr. Number 1 can actually access all the module. Basically is, let's say, all the cashbook module. He can do the official receipt. Let's say if I do not allow him to open the official receipt, I can just uncheck here official receipt, then I add new. So now after I log out from the system, log out. So when I enter it, I have to key in the passwords. Let's say if I didn't key in the password, I cannot enter. So now I key in the password. So once I key in the passwords, you can actually see official receipt is disabled here, where because user number 1 ID cannot allow to enter official receipt based on my setting there. So at the same time, we can disable a lot more functions accordingly. Let's say for our user access control. In terms of system database, that's all for our My Financial training today. Thank you very much for your support. Have a nice day.